Hey guys, if you're a fan of Indian basketball, then subscribe to this channel and don't forget to.
So first of all, heartily congratulations for your retirement career. You retired as one of the great posts from the bank. So what would you like to say first on this particular thing?
Uh, Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me for this chat. In fact, as far as basketball is concerned, I'm the first sportsman who has joined the bank as a clerical cadre in basketball and retiring as a general manager. There will be much more to come or follow. But I joined somewhere in 1982 as a clerical, only to play basketball for the bank team. And also concentrated on banking, and I was able to just come up to general manager level. So that is a privilege which I have, being the first person to just reach that position.
Correct, sir. So, how was your total? If you talk about the banking career, how's things goes on? You work with a bank, Indian bank, since around maybe more than 10 to 15 years, if I'm not wrong.
No, it is Indian Overseas Bank.
Yes, Indian Overseas Bank.
And I worked for 37 years and 7 months.
Oh, that's good to know.
37 years and 7 months, and have the bank having played for the country somewhere in '87. They gave me out of town promotion as officer. From then on, I decided that I should have a career in banking also. So I did my CIB, my MBA finance, and other exams which are important for the banking. So as and when I used to go for tournaments and I used to carry the books for my exams, and people used to ridicule like any other player, you are not playing cards or you are not chit chatting, you are only reading books. So that has helped me, at least given me some edge whenever I was just getting my promotion, so that I can come up to general manager level.
Correct. That's good to know about you. And you are like you, Mithali is also example. She also read books during books in ground during matches. So same stories looking like. So now we are coming forward to a basketball career. When your career started and how you think that you want to play basketball as a profession. So how's the whole journey started? Please tell us about your journey.
Yeah. I was doing my graduation in American College, Madurai. And before joining the college, I was only a cricket player. I was a medium pace bowler. With my height, I was able to just get good nip and pace. And I joined the college to play cricket team and also to do BCom, Bachelor of Commerce. So one fine day, they asked me to just go and play basketball. And we lost to a school side. The college team losing a school side was a big thing those days. And then I was spotted by one gentleman by name Gopal. He was a PET master in one school, and they started teaching me basketball. That was in the year 1979. First year, I didn't represent anything. Maybe the Madurai district must have played. Second year, I played for the university, Madurai Kamaraj University. When I was just doing the third year, I was selected for the state team probables, men team probable. And luckily, one gentleman couldn't attend the program or rather the coaching camp. Last minute, I was included, and that gave a break. And when the break was given, being a player from a Mufassal or a B town or a C town like Madurai, and if you come and play in Chennai, definitely people will. And my appointment was given first by Indian Bank. What you said was correct. Indian Bank was the one who spotted me and brought me to Chennai, and they gave me the appointment also. I was playing for Indian Bank for 3 tournaments, and subsequently I shifted to Indian Overseas Bank and joined Indian Overseas Bank. So this is how the whole journey started, just because I'm very tall. Otherwise, my passion or my skills were much better in playing cricket.
So if we talk about your basketball career, so you talk about your career started as a basketball player at what age? If I'm not wrong, your career started at 16 or 17, something like that. You picked basketball.
19 years. 19 years.
So you picked basketball quite late instead of yeah. So and now you played for your state. You played for Indian team for so many years. So please tell us about that particular experience, sir.
So when I started playing for the state team right from 1981, I was consistently there in the state team. And somewhere in 1984 or 83, I think, if I remember, I played for rest of India team. Getting a selection in the rest of India was very difficult those days, and I got a selection. I was playing in the main fight and rubbing shoulders with Panda, Tandon, Babu kind of players. But I missed Indian team chance in 1983.
Oh,
But again, to get rest of India or to get Indian team was very difficult. And 1986, I was again selected after this Calcutta National Championship, where Tamil Nadu reached the final after 36 years of gap. And we lost to services, but I was selected along with Manohar and Surya Sekhar, and all three of us were in the Indian camp. And then that was a big break in 1986. I played some test matches against Yugoslavia, Russia. These teams came from abroad, and I attended one World Championship in Bangkok, Thailand. So these were all the tournaments which I just played. Maybe I wouldn't have played many number of years like Jaishankar, because those days, I don't know about nowadays, those days playing for Indian team, we may have to spend from our own pocket. And if you play for 1 year Indian team, or if you play for 10-year Indian team, is the same. Because for playing 1 year, I got my promotion. And then I wanted to focus more on my bank basketball team and the banking career. That's why I didn't continue after 1989.
correct. So, if we talk about your Indian team, you were the part of Indian team. If I'm not wrong, 5 to 6 years played for India. Correct? If I'm not
No,
wrong.
no, only 2 years I played. I don't want to
Okay.
just tell that. Only 2 years, 87, 86, 87, 88. Maybe
Okay.
totally put together about 24 months.
Okay, so means 2 years you played for Indian team.
2 years,
So,
yes.
any important memory you have regarding the Indian team you played, and wearing a jersey is something proud to
It's
every
very
every
privileged,
Indian.
very privileged, very privileged. In fact, when we were waiting in Indira Gandhi International Airport, wearing Indian blazer, and only 12 of us were there, along with one coach and manager, I got a feeling that we are 12 among the entire population of 100 crores to represent the country. That was really giving me a goosebump experience. So we went and played, and we were playing against the teams like Taiwan, Chinese Taipei, Iran, Singapore, and one Australian team also had come. That is some club had come there. And that was
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. But thing is that during that time, I heard that Iran team and Indian team was quite closer. If you talk about the performance wise,
yeah,
so
performance-wise, yes. Performance-wise, we were good. But playing against Australian team was totally a different game, because they had a few black people, and the power with which they were just playing, and or with the body contact, like what Mr. Jaishankar was telling, he used to perform always better outside India, and in India it is not possible. They were playing that kind of a game, and first time we were just experiencing the kind of body movement, using the body and then playing basketball without extending your elbow or the leg for technical fouls. So that was a very real good experience playing against Australia.
correct. So playing against Australia is one of the was one of your great memory
Yes, yes.
ever. If you talk about India, now coming back to you are the one of the eminent fitness trainer. You have done quite courses. If you talk about from American colleges and all, and you have degree and you have huge passion for fitness training and all. So please tell us about your another passion about the fitness training and all, and how fitness is important if you talk about the basketball in India, because currently you are looking forward. We have good player, but if we talk about the fitness wise of Indian team, that is not up to the mark. So, and that is also the reason where Indian team is lacking against some good team and not able to perform up to the mark.
Yeah, in fact, my passion for fitness started as early as 1980, when there was one coach from Tamil Nadu Police who used to just make us do a lot of exercises and other things. Maybe I would have learned the fundamentals of basketball from Mr. Amarnath, Olympian, but the fitness was from one police inspector who used to just take the coaching camp for the Madurai team. And then when I just came to Chennai, and again, fitness was my passion. In fact, I used to do a lot of running, 15, 16 kilometers running a day I used to do. And there were nobody to just help us and teach us what exactly is the right kind of exercise. So now somewhere in 1986 or 1889, I remember 89, I had some injury and I went to Dr. Kannan, who was there practicing in YMCA College of Physical Education. And he used to tell me there are wrong exercises which you are doing because of only the knee problem which we are getting. This is the problem with Indian athletes. We are lacking knowledge on fitness, kinesiology, anatomy, physiology, and exercise physiology. This is something was really interesting thing, learning things from Dr. Kannan. Then one fine day I decided, let me not go to coaching the basketball team. Let me just become a fitness trainer. That was a time where I had to just prefer either I have to go to fitness or I have to go to the banking. So I decided to just do a coaching, rather a fitness program from California, and I had to just write the exam in Mumbai because it was an online course. Though it was an online course, I started learning anatomy, cutting open the dead body, what we call it as a cadaver, to understand anatomy. I did it along with the other MBBS students. Then I did 2 levels of taping. Taping technology is something which is a rehabilitation of the muscles which are injured. And I was the only non-physio to do 2 levels of taping when I was there understudy with Dr. Kannan Pugadendi. And I learned a lot of things about the exercises which are supposed to be done properly. Then I was training the basketball, not only the basketball team, which I know what the body is going through. I was coaching or rather training fitness for volleyball, cricket, and hockey teams of our Indian Overseas Bank. Understanding the game, understanding the body movements, what sort of exercises which are involved in a cricket or a hockey or a volleyball was a real good thing. We have to erase the equipment, whether it is a ball or a bat. We have to erase and only see the body movement and understand what sort of plyometric exercises, which sort of muscle is working for that particular game. And each player, whether if you take it for cricket, which everybody can understand, there are some muscles which are working more for the long, the fielder who is there at the boundary line, or the fielder who is very close, or slipping fielder, or short fielders. The speed, reflex, reaction, everything I started learning. So this is how I did it. And when I was just trying to just give this kind of a fitness somewhere in 1999 to 2004 to Indian Overseas Bank. That was the time Indian Overseas Bank was building the team with the players like Robinson, Shabir Ahmed, Sridhar, Gopi, you name it. There were about 4 or 5 players in the Indian team from Indian Overseas Bank. And the fitness was taken care by me, including the game specific skills and the fitness. And they were at a peak fitness, and when they go to Indian team camp, they used to just perform very well. And the discipline has to be there. And in India, if at all, we have to just perform very well in international arena. Unless we improve our fitness, unless we understand what is anatomy, what is kinesiology. Kinesiology is nothing but each joint rotates at certain degrees. For example, wrist rotates 360 degrees. But the same thing, the knee cannot rotate 360 degrees. So there are some restrictions are there. There are some muscles which are there connecting the bones or ligaments, and that has to work very strongly. And which muscle is working for what sort of an activity. This is the kind of a thing, exercise physiology, people should understand. Sportsman is not necessarily only goes to play, but they should understand what their body speaks to them, talks to them. If somebody is getting a pain, they should understand, they should listen to the body. So to that, they should understand basically what exactly is the anatomy physiology. And that is what I was just trying to just inculcate. Indian team, present day scenario, they are doing some strong strength training or endurance training, but there should be a specific coach for strength and fitness. There should be a specific physiotherapist who should be there, and there should be a psychologist, sports psychologist should be there. I was trying to do everything and I was not fitting in anything, but I was only a trainer. I never wanted to cross, because a trainer is the one who who takes care of the fitness of healthy individuals. If somebody is injured, we have to just give it to them, to the doctor or a physiotherapist, and we are not supposed to treat them. But when they come back and when they do some rehabilitation, those rehabilitation exercises, we may have to just give them. This is a kind of a restricted knowledge which we were having as a trainer.
Correct. Sir, if you talk about the Indian Overseas Bank, Indian Overseas Bank has one of the most prestigious basketball team ever had. Like you name the Robinson and many players like Shabir and most of the because I've seen Indian Overseas Bank.
Amjot Singh
Amjot
Gill,
Singh, correct.
he was there. He was there with us.
A few years and lots of players Pratham and many more players who came from IOB and IB. I've seen this team. I followed this team from around 10 to 15. And I've seen one of the most professional team in India ever had. If we talk about the basketball in India. So now coming to IOB, how you cope up with the IOB regarding the fitness and all during a tournament when you go when your team went to participate in invitational tournament before that how you prepared the team as a trainer.
Yeah. Before each tournament, we used to have the coaching camps. And before the major tournaments like the state championship or the Federation Cup or some other big tournaments like the Kidadwa Punjab tournament or Ramu Memorial tournament or even Harish Sharma used to organize one tournament, Prithvinath Sharma Memorial Tournament in Karol Bagh, Delhi. So these are all the major tournaments where our players will be watched by the federation people. And my aim was to just make the players play the best game in these major tournaments. And the minor tournament, there will be about 3 weeks coaching camp will be there, which will be more of a game-specific skills and the simulation and other exercises will be there. But for the major tournaments, some 2 months working will be there. The workout will basically, the first month will be on the endurance and the weight training. The weight training we used to do alternate days because only then the protein will be able to just repair the muscle tissues or muscle scars which are happening because of the weight training. And the weight training also, we used to give them fast repetitions with the light weights. That will be aerobic exercise, what we call it. We normally don't give weight lifting. Weight lifting normally becomes a anaerobic exercises. Only for the lower body, we just give them heavy weights. For the upper body, we give them light weights, fast repetitions, so that they become very agile on the field. The endurance is one thing, and the flexibility is another thing, and the muscle strengthening, that is resistance training, what we call it as weight training, will be the third thing. And then we'll be having a lot of reflex and reaction and speed drills will be there. This will be for the first 1 month will be there. There also, again, to get the explosive powers, we used to do a lot of boxes, jumping, plyometric exercises will be there. And those kind of exercises will be definitely preparing the muscles or preparing the mind for, of the players for the major event. Then the last 1 month we'll be focusing more on game specific skills. And I never used to allow the players to just have food outside. And I used to take the pulse rate. With the pulse rate, I can find out whether they had last night, whether they had a late night dinner, or whether they had gone for a movie, or they were having any alcohol kind of a thing. I'll be able to just understand from the pulse rate. Then I used to understand, I used to chalk out all those programs. The last month, we will be having the strategies. It's like brainstorming. I used to ask all the players to just go bring some 2-3 workouts so that when there is a bottleneck, we'll be able to just cross the bottleneck. Every time you can't just play freelance games. Basketball is a game where it is full of strategies. Even 3 seconds and 5 seconds or 8 seconds or 24 seconds. It's such a fast game. Maybe they call it the second fastest game in the world, next to ice hockey. The mind should be fresh and the body should be willing to just adapt to whatever the mind says. So the mind and body coordination and eye coordination at that particular pulse rate, which is at 150, 160, should be there. And these are all the training diaries which you used to have, and that's how I was just coaching. So whenever we travel to Delhi also, on the way to Delhi, we never used to allow the boys to eat whatever which is being sold in the train. There were
because
some,
Delhi is famous for the fast food and all.
Yeah, so Delhi, traveling to Delhi, 2 days and 1 night should be traveled in Delhi or whatever in Tamil Nadu Express. On whatever is being supplied at those days, I'm talking about up to 2000, the food is not going to be very good and hygienic. So we used to take care of what they eat, what they drink. Because for me, the investment is the player. For the players, the investment is their physique. And if they are going to be sick, after going to the particular tournament, the whole point of doing 2 months or 3 months training is going waste. So this is how I was just taking very special care. Maybe I was a bit strict. The moment I said I'm quitting the game and I'm just going into the basketball, I mean rather banking, regular banking, maybe few players would have been very happy.
So, sir, have you ever thought about writing a book regarding the fitness and all? Because you have good amount of knowledge regarding the fitness, sports and sports science, everything. So you have the collection of everything. So have you ever thought about the writing? Right now you're retired, and if I'm not wrong, you have a specific amount of time to write a book. So have you thought about it?
No, no, writing a book, this question, if you had asked me about 20 years back or 10 years back, it would have been an apt question. But nowadays, nobody reads book. That's a problem because everything is available in internet, whether it is good, bad, ugly, or whatever it is. Junk is also available in YouTube or in net. So writing a book is not going to be there. In fact, I have a Facebook group. In fact, I am the admin of two groups. One is the Indian Basketball Players Association, where I give game-specific skills. I select and then give them. Maybe it won't be my video, but I just ensure that the video, if they are going to follow, the beginners will be able to just understand. The same way I'm having one more Facebook group called Sports and Fitness, where I just allow, it is a platform for a lot of trainers to just exhibit their skills. But at the same time, I'm also writing about what exactly is required because the readers or the viewers could be different. Either they can be an athlete, they can be an young population, they can be a middle-aged group or old population like 60 and above senior citizen could also be there. So who really requires what sort of an exercise, what should be done, what should not be done is something very important. So writing a book is something there because I have already been writing in magazines right from 2000 to 2015. Almost 15 years I was contributing my fitness columns which were coming in the magazines and the newspapers. Now I don't write anything because people hardly see. Sometimes when I just read some magazines or newspaper, I know where from they have cut and paste the information, which is very possible. So whatever I have learned, it is out of my own experience. People say that duck walking is banned. And I used to do duck walking when I was not a trainer, not a professional player. And those days, the coaches used to, or the schools used to give us a duck walking, frog jumps. Now that is all banned, and that is how it is. You started learning what to do exactly. Even a small variation in the movement, if the toe is tilted towards the right side, where you get the pain in your body or in your leg, I can able to assess.
So, coming back to basketball again. So, talking about the Indian team performance right now. So, I hope you are watching a match on YouTube and also. How did you analyze today's performance of Indian team? And if you talk about the past performance of Indian team during your time and during this time, because right now players are getting enough amount of exposure. They have a certain amount of facility available, so that they are going to become.
I can just compare the game skills, the fitness, the speed, and the jump of all the players who are playing today has gone very much ahead. It is quite improved to when you compare to the game what we were playing. Because I about 1 month back I was just watching an intercollegiate match where I was called as a chief guest in Chennai, and the two number one and number two side, it is only a college side. They were just playing. They were not playing with the center, all 5 out. And that is what I learned from JD Walsh when he was discussing in one of the e-conclave. Even NBA, they started playing all 5 out. In college team, I was able to see they are playing all 5 out. The average height is very tall, and the speed at which they're playing is very good, and the minimum mistakes they are doing. So this is what I compare to the days where I have played and the game which is being played to today. The game which is being played because they get exposure of playing some professional league, if not NBA, some other league they are playing. The 3-on-3 is another important thing which is really bringing the skill of any player, individual skill of any player, which will be exhibited only in 3-on-3 or 1-on-1. Maybe future people will be organizing 1-on-1 tournament. We are IBPA, we are planning to just start 1-on-1 and 3-on-3. 1-on-1 is something which really exhibits your fundamental skills and game skills. 3-on-3 is another very tiring game, though they play half court, it is a tiring game. 5-on-5 is totally an international game, and they see a lot of videos of NBA and other games. They are able to just see. Those days we were not even getting posters. So the game has really improved, and India is going in the right direction. Only thing, it lacks professionalism. In professionalism, in not administration, in playing number of tournaments in international arena, for which we have to bring some international teams into India. The best way is to just bring in a professional league. When we have kabaddi, we have ball badminton, rather shuttlecock, football, cricket, hockey, and even wrestling also, I think they have a professional league.
Correct. PWL, Pro Wrestling.
Volleyball has got a professional league, but basketball is a game which is a indoor game, and the number of josh, we call it point of elation. In cricket, if you take cricket, the person who's taking a wicket, catch, a boundary, or a sixer, or a run out, or even leaving the ball outside the stone, which is a mistake in hockey, is being appreciated in cricket. The point of elation is more in cricket. The same way, basketball, the point of elation is more than 100 in a game of 1 hour. Even if you take it 90, 95 points, each team is scoring, about 50, 40 baskets will be there. There will be definitely a point of elation, Josh will be there, and that is in indoor stadium. And you don't have to track the ball like a hockey or a cricket ball, which is very small. Basketball is such a big ball, and the TV can easily capture, and it is an indoor game. And why it is not coming to India when there are some people and corporates are willing to just spend for the game? Maybe in future, two things have to happen definitely to get the professional league in India. Could be men, or at least basketball league should be there. If we bring in about foreign players, not necessarily who are playing for the NBA team, current NBA team, maybe they
college or any
could be there. If they come and then play, definitely our game will improve, and we will definitely play well in another 10 years. And rightly, NBA has got a project in India. Last 10 years, they are doing something. Maybe the next 10 years, the challenge is going to be really good for them. And that happens, and I'll be happy as a basketball player.
Correct. Sir, if we talk about the professional league, one professional league came and there are lots of controversy happened. Something happened that the federation didn't support, and another side of the story people don't know that UBA people didn't behave properly with players, and also what do you think about this league, and how do you think can we blame the federation regarding this stuff?
Federation, I am not here to just blame anybody. If anything has to happen, professional league, it should happen with the blessings of the federation. The FIBA has accepted NBA programs. The FIBA has to accept, or rather BFI has to accept a professional league. With the blessings or with the coordination of the federation, if this league is going to happen, we will definitely have the win-win situation for the federation, because they will be having a better player to represent the country, and they'll be able to make more money, they'll be able to get more sponsors, and the players who are playing basketball will be getting more money. Today, what happens, people are not getting money to just prefer this game. In school, it's a very good game. In college, again, it is a very good game, attracting crowd. But when it comes to getting an appointment, not many institutions are giving appointments. Those were the days where the Indian Railway mean there are various sections of the Western Railway, Central Railway, South Central Railway, Southern Railway, Eastern Railway. Like that, so many railways were there. They were giving recruitments. The banks were giving recruitments. Indian Overseas Bank, Indian Bank, Vijaya Bank, State Bank of India. They were giving recruitments. ICF, they were giving recruitment. Income tax and customs, they were giving recruitment. Besides the porters, they were having recruitment. So this is a kind of a recruitment. When a player comes out, he is assured of a job. The money is there. But nowadays it is not there. If a professional league comes and if somebody picks up or learns basketball, he'll be assured some money. Or the professional basketball league, if it is generating more income, the federation can definitely create a capex fund to take care of the retired players. A player, in fact, about 4 or 5 years back when we have started IBPA, we came to know that there was one international basketball player suffering and he was admitted to the hospital, didn't have money to even pay his medical bill. And IBPA sent some 50-60,000 rupees immediately to just take care. So this is a kind of an insurance should be there. If somebody is playing very well and he is injured, the insurance should be there to take care of his future. That is also the federation has to take care. So, for example, if the professional league comes and we say that we are going to just really have, we are going to give some players who have represented the state team. Where is the database? We don't have a database. In cricket, they have database. In 1958, Milkha Singh, one Singh who was played in Tamil Nadu, or somebody V. Sivaramakrishnan played for Tamil Nadu. So many Ranji matches, they have the statistics or data. Basketball is lacking data. And if you go to BFI site, you will not find my name also. I played for the country, but my name will not be there. And I am not looking for that. Leave alone me. There are umpteen players who have played for the country, their name is not appearing. And how they will decide giving a pension to the international players who have played for the country. So there should be some database, there should be some professional approach. We have to market this game. We have to sell this game so that it attracts people. And being a basketball, and I really wonder why it is not picking up in India.
Even same question is in my mind, but hopefully we are going to get answer soon.
And I strongly believe and I strongly request the federation, maybe this may be a platform for me to just request the Basketball Federation of India to just take it very seriously, have some people as advisors, not necessarily from IBPA or me or somebody, bring some professionalism in the coaching, in playing and professional league. Definitely, we'll be able to bring in more sponsors, more money will flow in. When money flows in, and it will become a commercial game. When it becomes a commercial game, the standard of the game will definitely improve.
Correct. Sir, according to your opinion, what is the biggest problem Indian Sports Federation is facing? If we talk about currently, there are lots of sports federation in India, but what are the common things every sports federation is facing in India, according to you?
I don't want to go into details, but I'll generally speaking. In fact, I had an opportunity to meet Rick Charlesworth, the hockey coach from Australia, and KPS Gill, the super cop who was the president of the Hockey Federation. In one international Asia Cup, after that, we had a meeting, and I was just sitting in front of KPS Gill and Rick Charlesworth, and I was just telling them, hockey being a team, being a game, next to basketball, next to cricket is the game played widely in India. And in fact, before cricket came through colonial presence in India, hockey was the game. Hockey was invented in India. Well, the game has to be marketed. I told Mr. KPS Gill, call yourself managing director, get paid. Don't call yourself honorary president, honorary secretary. There is no honorary. You just get paid, and if you don't deliver, you will be sent out and somebody else will be recruited. And Rick Charlesworth, whatever the game teaching or coaching skills or the methods should go down to the district level. The same thing I am just trying to just say, whether it is a JD Walsh, whether it is a Garasia or even Bhaskar or somebody who's coming, as Mr. Subramaniam was there, whatever they plan, it should go down the line. And the program should be there. It should be a project. Basketball should be a project. If it is, say, for example, Asian Games, next Asian Games, I don't know which is going to be down the line, another 2 years. Before 2 years, the project should be there. Asian Games 2022 project. Even if you don't participate in Olympics, knowing pretty well we are not up to the level, but at least there can be a project in the name of Olympics, 2024 project.
Correct.
And like that, the tall men, bring all those tall people and then make them more agile. There should be a project. And the
Correct.
rural
So
development.
sorry to interrupt you, sir. There was one camp happened during 2012, tall women players camp. So
Yeah.
something like need to happen. So for the benefit of tall players and some benefit of players. So we are going to get good amount of player in every position.
Yes. So there should be a specific project, and that's what I just understand. Say, if you call all the tall people who are not physically, very agile, bring them. Why is Satnam Singh was not able to just consistently play in NBA? Is because he was very docile. He was not able to just move faster. Whereas to a certain extent, Amjot was able to just learn all those things, but he is not able to just crack it into NBA because by the time he's maturing himself, he becomes a very old person for NBA. As we were discussing in some of the conclave, the explosive muscles have to be there for which you have to मेहनत तो ज़्यादा करना पड़ेगा नहीं तो काम नहीं होगा मेहनत करने के लिए तो इच्छा नहीं है whether it is a federation, whether it is a player, whether it is a coach or whether it is a trainer, they have to just really work hard.
You speak good Hindi as well, sir. So I must say that. Sir, if you talk, you talked about Amjot Singh, and what is the biggest the problem in India? I particularly observed that India. If you talk about the basketball player in India, first thing is that their lack of awareness regarding the what they eat, what they don't eat, and second thing is that after getting some amount of fame player didn't able to digest that, and same thing is happening with lots of player in India. So right now Amjot is facing 3 year ban. One player Arshpreet is facing 1 year ban. Satnam is in a doping issue. Amrit Pal Singh is in doping issue. So where our Indian basketball where future is going on? If we talk about the if you talk about the Amrit Pal, Satnam, Amjot, these are the crucial players. And if they are going to face something like this, then what is going to be the result of Indian team in coming days?
There should be mentoring. There should be mentoring. In fact, in cricket, it's a very well organized setup. Why I have to just compare cricket is because they have a National Cricket Academy. They have mentors like Kumble, Anil Kumble was a mentor for all the juniors to handle fame and cash, money. They started making more money. They started coming into the limelight all of a sudden. How to just manage that? The kind of a professional approach should be there in basketball also. If somebody is going and playing, say, in fact, I was very closely, in fact, Indian Overseas Bank, we picked the players from the school. Name it Robinson, name it Shabir Ahmed, Sridhar, Gopi. They all from maybe would have gone for the first year of the college. They never became a graduates. Before they could complete the graduation or before they hit the college compound, we just brought them as a raw player. They had talents. Bringing them as a star, they became stars because of their hard work. And we were only channelizing their energy. Their channelizing the energy is very important. For example, a person who was retired, a sportsman, a person who was retired from army, Faujiwala, and they are all with so much of positive energy. Energy level is very high. Because of injury, because of retirement, Fauji, retire hoke वापस आ रहा है. What happens? Their energies are not channelized properly. And if they know or if they are being mentored or guided properly with a professional approach, the energy with which they played or exhibited or shown the patriotism for the country will be channelized. They'll all become a very good citizens and very good marketing people or very good trainers. In fact, most of them could become a motivational speakers. In India, the motivational speakers are not having a sports background. The motivational speakers, or rather the sportsmen, are the one who have gone through highest level of physical and mental challenges.
Correct.
You take Captain Raghuram. I listen to a lot of Captain Raghuram's YouTube channels, and a person from Fauji Army, and he explains about how the order was brought in 26/11 in a very chaotic situation. So that like that, the sportsman also is the one who has gone through physical and emotional stress at a very high level, and they'll be able to just really become a motivational speakers. In India, we don't see even a single motivation speaker except Raghuram or few army people, not even a single sportsman. That is because we lack professional approach. We lack in molding all these people who are a bundle of energy, channelizing their energy as a motivational speakers. There should be a professional approach in basketball also. I don't blame all these people because of some, because if you don't have that kind of a anger, you can't play. If you are docile, if you are calm and quiet, you cannot become an explosive player. A basketball player should really show challenge, take the challenges, but that anger should be channelized. And if this anger is channelized, the energy is such. Anger is an energy. If you are shouting, is an energy. If it is converted as an appreciation, it will become a very positive energy, and that is lacking in India.
Correct. Last two question of mine, sir, is that key. First is that how you are analyzing current Basketball Federation of India. My second question is that key, how our new sports minister is doing in terms of all sports.
Two things. Basketball Federation of India, under the leadership of Mr. Govindarajan, who sits in Bangalore, they are trying to do many things. They are organizing the tournaments, but the number of international tournaments are lacking. Maybe leave alone this COVID or lockdown period. And after the lockdown period is over, the players will be having a very fragile bones and the muscles. I don't know whether they are planning for the lockdown exercises or not. That is a different issue. But this is the time they can regroup an energy in trying to think about bringing a professional league or professional approach to the game of basketball. If they do it, we are not going to just, nobody is trying to just come into the administration. They can do very well. They can just, they may be having a think tank, and if the think tank is able to just give them the proper suggestions, and these proper suggestions are executed in the proper way, and if the game is going to go up, both Indian Basketball Fans Association or Indian Basketball Players Association or you and me, you have not played basketball, I have played basketball, both of us will be happy because the game is going to the next level. And that is what the person who is holding the office, who's holding the desk, like at the federation, we expect them to just do it very well. I'm not going to comment. I'm not qualified enough to comment about the functions of the federation, because the last 12, 15 years I was not there in basketball arena. I was more busy with the banking, serious banking. So I don't want to just comment. But what should happen, I can always say. That is one thing. What was your second question?
About sports ministry and all. How our current sports ministry.
In fact, I was just recently I was going through a few federations and games were de-recognized for
54
sanction.
national sports federation de-recognized,
And
including
maybe-
Basketball Federation of India as well.
Yeah, I know that. I saw that. In fact, basketball was. I was able to see basketball immediately appeared in front of me because being a basketball player. That is because we depend on the government of India for funds. We depend on the government of India for clearance. So if we start making our own money making or making the game commercial, so that more corporates and the sponsors are coming into the game, like BCCI, BFI also can become rich. There are possibilities are there. India is, see, the cricket players from Australia, West Indies, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, England, they are coming to India to play IPL because only in India the sponsors are there. Only India the sponsors are there. How to just bring a kind of a game, make the market of game into a very good game for people to watch. In fact, I was listening to one of the advocate in Delhi, Lalit Modi, wanted to just, his motto was to bring all those ladies who are watching soaps and serials to come and watch cricket. He is not bringing professional cricket into India. That is not the motto. He said all लड़की लोग तो टीवी के सामने बैठना है क्रिकेट देखने के लिए, सीरियल देखने के लिए नहीं है. So ऐसा कुछ, if you start thinking, then everything will put in together, and there are a lot of people with a lot of ideas and to execute also. The corporates also are willing to come, and it will be a wonderful thing to happen. And ministry, After realizing that Indian basketball is started improving, they'll automatically come to us. Now they are not coming to us. They are not going to another 53 events. Not only basketball, another 53 events are not being recognized. But that doesn't mean that the sports ministry is not doing well. They are doing the Kelo India, a project I was just going through. If that is executed very well, it's a wonderful project. They are going to just unearth all the rural talent. There are some various projects are there. They are seeking people to come and give advice. 1 year or 2 year, you can just go and join as an advisor. Coaches, a lot of opportunities for coaches, trainers, massage people who are doing massage, doctors, a lot of opportunities are there. Maybe they are trying to just focus there. I'm not here again to just comment anything about the government, but what should happen, I can always say, because I'm a citizen, I'm just paying my taxes. I can expect both the federation and the government to just act to bring the game of basketball into a much bigger level or higher level.
A small question of mine before we can wrap it up. So, according to your opinion, why corporate don't take interest in basketball in India?
You know, मुर्गी or अंडे ऐसा कुछ बोलते हैं ना हम लोग. Which one came first?
Correct.
And if the game is going up, there will be corporates and sponsors to come. If the sponsors are there, definitely the game is going to go up. Which one to come first is a question. So we will try to just improve the game and try to take the game to a next level by bringing some foreign players and make it a professional. Then automatically the corporates will come, because all they want the visibility. Even for my bank, if I want to just sponsor something, I'll see what is my cost benefit analysis. What is my cost and what will be my benefit? I'll have to see that. And if I'm going to sponsor some game, and where how many people are going to watch, and what is my name board is going to be visible, whether they are going to call it Indian Overseas Bank Trophy, are they going to say that this is so that is the reason when the bowler walks back, and at the end of the start of the run-up, there is some advertisement is there. You know how many millions of rupees are being paid for that, because the visibility is something very important. You have to make it visible. I have to be visible. The game has to be visible. If it is visible, definitely it will become professional.
So you mean to say that Indian basketball need complete and clear visibility?
Come again?
So according to whatever you say, that Indian basketball need complete and clear visibility right now.
Well, it has got visibility within India. It has got visibility as in now you go and play in some tournament in Australia or somewhere in Southeastern Asia places. But after 1 month, they should talk about your game. Generally, we say making your presence felt is very difficult. ज़्यादा मेहनत करना पड़ेगा. Making your absence felt, बहुत ज़्यादा तो मेहनत करना पड़ेगा. For example, Amitabh Bachchan walks inside our studio, rather your studio, there will be a kind of a vibration you will be able to see. He is making his presence felt. Some of the cine stars, after their death, they say he has left a space which cannot be fulfilled by anybody else. They are also making their absence felt. And you will have to aim at making your absence felt. A game has to just really played in a very professional way. And if it is done, definitely India will be doing well. Indian basketball is visible. I don't say it is not. And that is why it has come up from whatever the game which I played about 30 years back or 40 years back, it has come up to this level. Definitely it has improved. Visibility has to go. The visibility should be converted into professional, and the professionalism should convert into the commercial. And when commercial is becoming there, then everything will happen. And if you are getting, if you are questioned for whatever you are paid, I'm a coach. You're going to pay me 1 lakh per month, and if I don't deliver, you're going to send me off. There is no honorary thing. Question. So then it has to become a professional approach. Become a professional approach. The visibility has to just go up. Okay.
Thanks a lot, sir.
मैं तो ज़्यादा कुछ हिंदी में बात नहीं किया. मेरा हिंदी तो इतना अच्छा नहीं है, इसलिए.
My English is not too good, so I try to manage English somehow. And it was really fun talking with you regarding, and I'm able to learn such a lot of things from you regarding the fitness, basketball, and everything, and learn some new aspect. And as we discussed, we should definitely start a fitness series to promote fitness in India, and to bring every sports person to the another level. And thanks for having
Thank
this
you.
interview, and good luck for your retirement career. And hopefully we are going to see some projects from your side regarding the basketball, regarding the fitness
Thank you. Thank you
area.
so much. Definitely it'll be there. Thank you so much and all the best. And please